Hello everybody, welcome back to Amnesia, a machine for pigs. Before we get started, remember that if you find yourself enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like down below, as well as, if you feel like you might have missed something, right there in the cards, as well as down in the description, you can find a link to the playlist, as well as the playlist of the previous game. So let's get into this. Okay, so, that room right there was apparently what was, displayed in the title sequence. I just noticed it now because they started up the game and everything. Oh, how dare you! I wanted to go in there. So, that's just a little bit of an interesting thing. Today, I don't have a topic, I have a story. And anyone who's in my family who hears this will get to laugh at me for this story because they've already heard it. Oh, okay, cool. The collar, the neck, the mouse. The noose. From the window he could see almost to the docks when they were still, pulling hair out of the gratings. HUD knows what it's about to say. Says the paperboy, the talk is of murder. God knows what it's about, says the paperboy. The talk is of murder. I completely butchered that one. Okay. So, what I want to talk about today is I recently bought an electric bike. And said electric bike arrived yesterday. Okay, come on.
I have such visions to share with thee. If my jaw be unshackled and you harvest the crust from my eyes, make me clean, Mandus, that my thoughts and words can unfouled be.
Okay. I hate it when the game doesn't have any way to adjust, like, music and voice volumes independently. I just heard a creepy, gross noise. Okay, nope, now it sounds more like a, yeah, like that. Shut up. I can't shut it up. Okay, that's great. Lovely, I love that. Oh, I have things to read. Okay, yeah, no, oops. In America, they talk of buildings. They talk of building their cities to the skies. To me, this seems folly, but perhaps it is simply a case of a nation founded without a history of its own. We walk upon our histories. They are compacted into the very loam beneath our feet. The engineers we employed talked of this. They talked of how, when building the underground trains, they would often come across older tunnels crisscrossing the capital. What palaces lie buried beneath us? We are digging, excavating, and reappropriating what we find. At the center of the planet, my architect tells me, there is a great iron ball. It is the egg of the world. Okay, cool. Oh shit. That's teeth. But teeth don't come out like that. Not normally. Like, those are clearly fake teeth or something. All the suggestions of a large workforce, yet no actual signs of life. It is every bit as if someone has attempted to carefully create the illusion of a working factory complex. Yet this facade, when examined closely, is clearly just a falsification. But I must put aside my anxieties, quell the unease that pits my stomach, and continue on my path. Yeah, it's... yeah, there's a lot of offices and such, but I guess no one is here. So I bought an electric bike, and it arrived yesterday, right? Oh, damn. But then, what if they could stand upright and walk as men? What if the brutes What if the brute were harnessed thus? Would they sing? Would they find their own god? I have seen these things, and I will tell you now, no. No, they will not. But they will happily accept fealty to a god thrust upon them, and worship it thus given. In this, I realize they are no different to the masses. They are much the same as us. Once this irrevocable threshold is passed, I understand that we too are shackled and must be set free. To free the man, we cut the man. In order to cross that great evolutionary line, it must first be painted upon the ground. So, first thing I did with this bike was I took it out to this trail I've been trying to get to for a while. Like, I usually, the couple times I've attempted to get there, like, I'm riding on my bike, and I would get exhausted long before I got there, right? Like, I'd be just physically exhausted long before I got there, or rather close to it, actually, but just, I'd need to turn around before I reach the trail. We integrate the very latest knowledge of chemistry, using low levels of laudanum derivative in feed to subdue the product even before the initiation of the process. This means that when we drag them from holding pens onto the line, they are less likely to panic and damage the machine components, other products, or themselves. This section of the belt is sheathed in rubber and kept well lit to maintain good spirits, and we have actually found that the intelligent placement of gramophones and simple acoustics amplification tubes around the line means we can use music to further soothe the product. We find WC particularly effective in this regard. So basically, they're talking about how, like, the pigs, we're gonna say it's pigs for now. Like, he was a butcher, but we're gonna say it's pigs for now. Were much more docile and easier to put on the line alive when they did it a certain way. So like, after assembling the bike, like, cause it, like, obviously it didn't come assembled. Me and my dad had to assemble it. But after assembling it, I took it out to the trail. Well, I did something stupid. Here in a second. It appears to be some kind of fueling station. I have seen automobiles demonstrated at Mr. Yarkham and Mr. Simmons' works, but the smell here is all wrong. This is not petroleum, of that I am sure. Everything suggests to me that this machine must be significant in some way. I did something stupid. So, the battery has a lock on it. Mind you, this lock is not a powered lock of any kind. No, this lock merely is a deadbolt style lock, and it locks the battery onto the frame. So it can't be shaken loose, yada yada. Yeah, so they are pigs. Definitely pigs. At least for now. Right? At least for now, they are pigs. Imagine, they say, a machine one day that might think like a man, as if this is to be desired. One might almost boast of creating a man who breathes like a pig, men and women upon all fours, rutting carelessly, ejaculating their filthy little missives into the streets, alleys and gutters, running freely with the careless spills of their conjoinings, the air thick with the whimperings of lust, bodies streaked with their own emissions. We have created a world where man is so utterly debased he will spray his seed over passerbys, and yet this is the condition Babbage aspired to? No. This is not the machine we seek. Such an entity should be nothing less than a deity, and we would fall upon our knees and worship it. We shall not carve God to bicker and fornicate. They will exist to clean the world and set us free. I reject Babbage as I reject... Is that Babbage? Yep, Babbage. as I reject these men of government. Let the pigs copulate in the gutters whilst they can. We shall scoop them up and ease their ascension soon enough. So, at some point, pigs stopped referring to pigs and started referring to the functionally lower-born individuals. Oh, no wonder the door didn't open. But, so, the bike came with 2 copies of the key for the bike lock. I was dumb. I'll admit, this was dumb. I put both keys into the pocket that I usually keep my house key. Mind you, I've never had an issue with this pocket dropping anything, even when there was a hole in that pocket. This pair of pants doesn't have a hole in that pocket, but I've never had anything fall out of that pocket, ever. This church is connected to the plant. How odd. However, it does suggest another route into the main part of the facility. Given the locked doors around the fueling station, the truck blocks my way, however, almost as if the saboteur knew that I might consider this alternative entrance. And I have another one. How in blazes are we supposed to meet these damned schedules if even the basic equipment we are provided with simply will not perform its designated function? These cursed new-fangled trucks will only run a fraction of the distance my old nag managed before running out of stinking gasoline. The gaffler says it's fine and there's plenty of pumps to refill them outside the factory walls, but you end up dragging a blessed tank from the truck to the nearest one to refill it, and the one in the storeroom is empty again. I can't be turning that crank handle all day only to find the tank is empty. Well, sod it, says I. Enough for a night, and to my bed I go. It's not like anyone needs access to the bleeding graveyard anyway. Harry, if you get this, I'll meet you in the Damson Templar for a jar. So, no, quite literally, this wasn't the saboteur. This was someone just... I wonder if he killed all his employees. This is someone just didn't want to refill the gas tank.
Come on, Papa. Let's climb this one. I can see more pictures at the top.
Well, when I got to the trail, I rode it, mind you. This trail sucks, apparently. I'd been warned of that to an extent, but I was a bit... I still wanted to do it. I still wanted to go through with it, and I still wanted to ride the trail myself. See how bad it was. Someone turned on the plant. Chemical transportation, danger, highly corrosive, highly flammable. Oh shit. But can I launch this? No. Okay, so what's the journal gotta say? The canister looks as if it may fit the fuel pump I saw earlier. It certainly carries the same fetid, unholy reek. I will not think of that which I saw pass me in its cage. I will not gaze upon it into that dark machine room. A more immediate task presents itself, and the opportunity perhaps to gain access to St. Dunstan's. So, I've noticed this game doesn't have the same sanity system as the first game. So apparently I saw a pump station before. Not that I remember seeing it. In here! It wasn't here, wasn't it? Well, when I got back from the trail, I noticed something was missing from my pocket. So I had lost both copies of the key. That pig just gave me a minor scare. I thought something else was in the room. So I had to carry it all the way over here, right? Eee! Man, that doesn't look like right. Someone's got to tell me like what that color. Not okay. Guess I'll go hide. I doubt I'm in danger, but I'll go hide because... Dear sweet lord of all that is good and holy, I must make my escape. Grasp this container and its putrid contents and flee this place before that creature that nearly man returns. I will head for the church. Surely that such an abomination could not follow onto hallowed grounds. I wonder if I'm actually an abomination like that. Oh, is there a new one? No, okay, I just hit the button quick enough that it... So I gotta do the entire thing. Well, bike still functioned, even with the keys lost. Like, as I said, it's literally just a deadbolt lock that locked it onto the frame. Bike still functions without it. Like, without the key. Like, especially because even if the key was needed for one reason... Oh, I didn't need to come this far. I needed to go to this, right? For allowing the battery to function, well, I had already, like, it was already locked to the frame at that point, so it would function regardless. Oh, yeah. Did it run out of gas instantly? That stuff's got to be, like, terrible combustion. Wow.
This way, Papa. Come and see. Will it hatch? Can we take it home?
Yes, madam.
Hatch?
Of course we can take it home.
That's not a person buried there. And these are some pretty shallow graves. That's absolutely not a person still. I'm gonna shut this behind me. You know, if I woke up in my own home and found underneath it like a factory, I think I'd be freaking out a little bit more than this guy is. Like, I don't think I'd be writing journal entries. Livestock and Bibles. Higgledy-piggledy, blue china eyes, my love comes to me in the fairest disguise. We skip and we tatters, and we totter. We skips and we totters, I seize her hind trotters, and enter her porcelain thighs. Of course. Thank you, game, for making me read that. I spend a lot of time reading in games like this, don't I? We sat here. I remember we sat in our black and we mourned and we prayed and we bowed our heads. How I hated God then, how I spurned him. If this is our Lord, this pig who robs me of my wife, then I refute his embrace. Or carve a new God for us all. Such madness, such a God such a fool I was. If such blasphemous ravings had remained within me, I would be doomed. But even here I feel the machine throb beneath the flags, and I know my path awaits me. So, he tried to build a god. But he tried to build a machine that was a god. So, end of the story basically is, like, never found the key. We went back to the trail after I got back, like, but it was getting really dark. Never found the key.
Your faith shackles your vision, Professor. It is an iron coffin that keeps you from grasping the future. We require a new deity, one of steam and the wheel, of magnetism and progress. The old god is nothing more than a lamed hog, spitting back offal at mankind.
So he literally, he didn't hold his opinions back. He actually said that to people. He said that to people who actually worshipped the god he was bad-mouthing. Do you know how, like, how quickly that'll get you punched in the face? Nerd. I like the music, but you're sort of blaring in my ears. There were still doors to try down here. Doors I opened and never explored. Yep. Twin candles bent to the will of the central saint, casting their light to the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah, I thought, would be trusted with the secret, but he is like all the others, so the old priest has gone to the holding pens with his flock. He says he will enter into our world with them. A shepherd indeed. So quite literally, this guy just, like, when people didn't agree with his vision, he kidnapped them functionally and put them in cells? Okay, would you shut the hell up? I liked the music at first, but now you're just blaring in my ears. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Well, that wasn't necessarily the end of the story, because today, me and my dad, we got the battery off the frame, checked what type of lock it was. That's how I know that it was just a deadbolt style. It wasn't one of the ones that you have to actually have locked in order for the battery to function. Because we got it off and we took the lock out. Come on. We took it out, and I have ordered a new lock to go in that place, which will come with 2 new keys. Hopefully I'll learn my lesson this time and only ever have 1 key on me. And get new ones cut as necessary. Always have at least 1 spare key in existence in a place where I can avoid losing it. 2 bent candles, right? They flock to us now, where once I had to walk amongst them to bring salvation into their lives, now, drawn by warmth in winter, by the food that Mandus distributes, my church is full and my charges are saved. He walks amongst them, and they almost worship him. He will not allow them to work in his factories, claiming that his workforce are especially trained for the new machinery he uses, and that it would be irresponsible, nay, unethical, to risk such precious lives as he sees here. A changed man since Mexico, it is to be praised that in the face of such appalling tragedy and from the confines of his sickbed, as he is often chained to, he conducts one of the greatest and most benevolent charities in all of London. Not content with the rise to become the dominant food produce business in the land, he distributes his goodwill, his fares, to the poor, and they can congregate about his kingdom in gratitude. Make them reliant on you by giving them food, and, well, they'll permanently be relying on you. Okay. It said, well, it mentioned curved towards the saint. Maybe here? Or here? Or here? Yee! Okay. The engine fires, the flames are stoked. I hear steam in the walls, vibrations upon the very air. My heart falters at the prospect of throwing the lever and exposing the workings of this dark contraption, but my children beckon me, and I cannot fail them. Children are already dead, aren't they? The children are already dead. Ah! Okay, guess I'm going down. I just wanted to go across, you know? Did the door just close behind me? Silence, do not startle or upset the acquisitions.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
Are you sure it's the sea? Huh. I don't know what happened, but... So, now I have a new lock on the way. Check to see that it would fit. And it'll do the exact same thing. So, yeah, no, I know, I was dumb, I fucked up. And my excitement got the better of me. What exhumanation is this? What rotten fruit? What bestitching of parts? I doubt I will ever be found. Yet I leave you this, scrawled in the malodorous half-light, whilst my tormentors shuffle below, my fellow prisoners keen and squeal in the gleam... in the gleam? And where I wait for the knocking upon my cage that signifies it finally my turn to make that dark journey into the interior. Acquisitions. So, people at this point. He was... At this point, Mandus was treating people as pigs. Which there is a great big of a difference.
Esther olste antarak, for erra sta oro kantirak, forosto, vendir mausterakan.
I can't see if there's actually anyone in there. You did not think at him. That was not human. Let's go the way it came from. Don't flash my lantern at me. I control this space. It is my space. I can disconnect it anytime I want. So, if the voices are actually connected to something and they're not just something that Mandus is hearing, then we have seen two cages with people in them. Oh shit, it's coming this way. Nope, it's leaving back into the dark. Okay, so maybe this game doesn't follow the same idea of the first one where there's not actually any danger. Whew. Yeah. And so to the stalking. Pulling cogwheels now sneezed into his handkerchief when the dust got into his eyes. I have begun to change more rapidly now, he surmised. Well, that is going to be it for today, guys, because I've been going for a while. So, yes, laugh at how dumb I was. This literally happened yesterday that I lost that key. You can actually see the battery charging right over there. Because I was a dumbass, and I lost the key. That no longer has a lock in it. Yep, I was a big dumb. So, let me know if you've ever done anything similar, lost something rather important almost the day after you got it, sort of stupid. Like, or even the literal day you received it. Like, a good example for a lot of people is losing your homework before you got home to even try and do it. Yep, I've had that happen before. So, if you've had anything like that happen, let me know down in the comments. Tell me your story. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like down below, as well as subscribe if you haven't already, so that you will be notified the next time I go live or upload a video. And remember, guys, smile, because even if you lose something, everything is found at some point, right? I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, guys.